How you doing? My name is Blair Garner, 51-year-old man. I am an entrepreneur. Moderate success is relative to what you think success is. I'm an auto consultant, a legal consultant, a business consultant, and I do some public speaking. Look for more work in that area. I live in Brooklyn right now, but I was born and raised in Long Island. And this is where I am in life. I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a brother, cousin, nephew, a friend, and mentor to some, and a grandfather as well. I have one grandson, Joyous. I love him. It's about to be 4 next week. So I've completed 21 years in prison on March 2023. I started out downstate like almost everybody, and I went to Greenhaven. I was in Greenhaven for almost 14 years, and I went then Eastern, and then Woodburn. But before that, I was convicted for attempt murder, robbery. I received a 25-year sentence in Nassau County, Long Island. I maintained my innocence throughout. I appealed my case throughout. I'm still appealing my case. I had 3 reversals, but that doesn't matter. I did the time already, but I'm still fighting. So throughout my incarceration in Greenhaven is where I discovered Bard College. And at the time, I couldn't see, what college could do for me. So I was like, it didn't seem like it'd be a waste of time. I couldn't see how I can apply it right now to what I was doing. I was in the library every day studying the law, learning the law. That was what my goal was, to learn the law so I can fight my way out of prison. So finally, they have different rules and how you can apply and where you can apply. Your classification had to drop to be able to apply at the time. But also, one other thing stopped me from applying for college, my ego. Because if I was watching the men that were in college, and I was saying, if I didn't pass a test or get in, then in my mind, maybe I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So my ego stopped. It was also a block for me to apply for college. And then, one day I just said, I don't have anything to lose, only everything to gain, a new experience. I applied for Bard College in 2014 and got in first try. Had an interview, it went well. When I started college, I said, I'm not going to be able to do this. After the first semester, I'm done. I can't do it. School all over again at 40 years old or 41 years old. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I ended up doing it, loving it, found a way to love it. What's important about me, what I brag about in college, was that I never turned in a paper late. And I was in school for 9 years straight. 2014 and 2023 was a lot. So the first year and a half, 2 years, I went through Greenhaven's Bard DPI program. After that, we all transferred to Eastern to finish the last 10 credits to get our associates. After we received our associates, we walked in January 2017. Then now, you wait a few months, you can decide if you want to apply for the bachelor program. Again, I was reluctant to pursue more because I couldn't even see how my AA in liberal arts was going to help me. Because I didn't realize what it was doing for me as I was going through it. And also fight my legal battle. And since I'm fighting my legal battle, that's really what was my main focus all the time. After that, being I didn't jump into a bachelor program, it pushed me into a medium. My classification dropped again, so I moved out of the prison. But they did move me to a prison where they still had Bard College. So I got back in Bard College. Then I applied for the bachelor program. I got in, and again, I started loving school again. And I just began to write. One thing, from the time I started Bard, access to the computers and writing, I wrote essays every week or two, personal essays, poems. I wrote corny poetry. Not love poetry, just poetry about things I like. Rap music, the history of hip hop, history, all the countries in Africa, all these different things that I was learning in school. And also learned about grades. I never got an A until my 5th semester. And I was trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong if I'm following the prompts, following the instructions? When I realized the grade's not really that important, it's about the effort and the consistency. So So then A started to come, but for different reasons, because I started taking classes. I had choices. I had classes that I liked, and of course you're going to do better something you like. So throughout my BA experience, Woodburn, my senior project was about hip hop and social responsibility, and I used Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and Drake to discuss how they could use their money to do more of what they say they're going to do. When they started rapping, they all made verbal commitments to certain things. So I did an examination of what they said and what they did, and compared it to what they could have done and what they should do when they become more conscious of it and responsible. So then I moved on. After my BA project was done, I was just consistently helping Woodburn's Bar College program continue to run. Through COVID, we were doing classes over the phone, through speakerphone. No professors. We were just there. We would hear the professor's voice on the phone. We would have our own classes and workshops. But we made it through, and all the brothers that were in the program with us, I was one of the ones that made sure that they made it through. I was also a writing tutor for the younger students or newer students. I was also a writing tutor for a GED program, and also started a reentry program in prison to help brothers prepare to leave prison, and thinking about a lot about what you're going to really do. You know, preparing. Everybody's leaving with a resume and all these different ideas and goals. So what resources that I found, I started a nonprofit as well called First Stop Reentry. What First Stop Reentry does is I'm contacted by different individuals, word of mouth, that this person or that person is coming home in a month or 2 months or whatever. I prepare them a package with cosmetics,